Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this one, I wrote down some questions that are pretty common with people living with epilepsy, and I thought I would come on here and answer some common questions, including about my personal experience with epilepsy. I just got out of the shower, so that's why my hair is wet looking, but anyway. When was I first diagnosed with epilepsy and what was that experience like? I was first diagnosed when I was 6 years old by a neurologist, and that experience was kind of surreal. Like, I was too young to realize what exactly, was going on. But I knew that I was sick. So, um, which is really horrible. I was in and out of the hospitals for like years because my seizures were not controlled. They couldn't be controlled by medication. So it was just I was all over the place and it really sucked. I had to miss so much school. My mom, I was in kindergarten at the time. My mom had to come and stay in the classroom with me like all day, and I could only stay for half days for like half the year. It was so terrible. Um, what other ones? Let me look, see what ones I can answer. Um, what type of seizures do I have and how often do they occur? Um, I have, geez, well, over the years, I've had many. There's been tonic-clonic, absence, so many. Um, Psychogenic, which, by the way, those are not fake. Okay, those are not fake. They're not epileptic seizures. Um, so yeah, that's that. How often do they occur? Well, thankfully, they gotten better over the past few years. My non-epileptic ones have come back in 2024 um, and going into 2025, but hopefully they settle down. But yeah. Um, what exactly is epilepsy and how does it affect the brain? Epilepsy is a neurological disorder, and it's basically signals misfiring in the brain and going all crazy, going all haywire. Um, Seizures can be triggered by specific things. Um, my personal triggers, there's so many for people, but like my personal triggers are lack of sleep, stress is a huge one for me, not eating, not drinking enough water, um, possibly caffeine as well for me. We've kind of figured that out. Um, but yeah, those are mainly. Oh, and flashing lights. Um, how does having epilepsy affect your daily life and routines? You're mainly just walking on eggshells your whole life. Like, you are so scared of like if a seizure can happen, um, what will happen if a seizure happens, just like so many things running through your mind constantly. It sucks. Um, do you take any medications for your epilepsy and how do they affect you? I don't right now. I used to. I was put on so many medications trying to find one that worked for me. But eventually, we found that Onfi worked for me, but it may not work for everyone. It's kind of, everyone's different. So Onfi worked for me, and I'm not on it anymore. I used to be on it. Thankfully, I weaned off of it, I think in like 2022, um, in February of 2022, I believe. Um, a massive side effect for me was weight gain, and I used to get so bullied for my weight, but like it really was just my medication. I was trying everything to lose weight and I couldn't because it was because of my medication. So once I got off of that medication, my weight, went like that. Obviously, everyone's weight fluctuates throughout their life, and so, you know, curves or whatever, but there was at one point during the summer where it went so, like, you know, tumbling down. Um, and so that got everyone pretty nervous. But thankfully, we figured out that it was just my medication mixed with my braces, because I got braces at the time in April of 2022. So my braces, also made things come crashing down. Have you ever experienced a seizure at school, work, or social events? How did people react? Oh, jeez. Um, Many times at school. Many times at school. I had lots in gym, music, art, just the regular classroom, just literally everywhere. Um, I remember, I believe it was either late elementary school or early middle school. I was still at my old school district that I didn't graduate from. And there was someone who was trying to trigger a seizure for me and kept flashing the light, like turning the lights on and off, on and off, on and off. Eventually, the teacher stopped them, but it was so messed up on so many levels. I don't get why people would do such a thing, but gotta love it. How do I cope with the emotional and mental challenges of living with epilepsy? That one's a good one. It's hard. It's really hard. Thankfully, my mental health has gotten a lot better since I've been diagnosed, but it's so insane what having a chronic illness can do to your emotional health, and just what I do to cope would probably be letting people do what they please, and just kind of living my life how I want to live it and not how other people think I have to live my life, just because I have epilepsy. So yeah, it's kind of all over the place. But yeah, that's that. What kind of support system do you have, and how important is it? I have so many support systems. It helps a lot realizing that you have people who will support you and who genuinely care about you. And just like having people that you can vent to or like talk to about stuff without feeling judged is just the best feeling. I'm thinking of a few people right now. So yeah, it really is. Having a support system changes everything when you're going through something. But even when you're not going through something, having a support system by your side, just, it helps. It really, really does help. I'm gonna probably do one more question. What's one thing you wish people knew about living with epilepsy? What I wish people knew about living with epilepsy is it's so hard. Um, but like even though it's hard, we can still do things that you think we can't do. We can still go out and have a life. Even with if we do have epilepsy, it doesn't stop us. Um, However, there will be some days where we just have to sit and, sit down and just kind of take an us day, where we can kind of just relax and take care of ourselves. And even if we have to cancel plans, we don't mean to do that on purpose. Um, we really do want to go and do things, but sometimes our bodies are just more sensitive than neurotypical people. So we need to take breaks. But yeah, it really just doesn't. It's kind of like we have, um, we live with epilepsy. We don't survive with it, we live with it. Um, but epilepsy doesn't run our lives. But yeah, that's what I wish more people knew about epilepsy that don't really get it. Um, but yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day and I hope you learned something from this video. If you have any questions about epilepsy or anything really, comment them down below and I will see you guys soon. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you would like. But yeah, hashtag Diva Squad. Bye!